And that, as they say, is how the cookie crumbles. But hello everyone, and welcome back to the Cookie Tree Tribe here in Niche with its constant soap opera dramas under every tree. And if you guys are wondering just whose bones these are and what has been going on in the tribe recently, definitely check out the video description for the playlist so that you can see the previous episodes, and also check out the wiki link and the link to the Google document that will have all of the rules so that you can know who's who, what's what, and just exactly what we're up to with our cookie goals. But we are back, and we're going to pick up where we left off last time, because now that our tribes have gotten so big and we have so many wanderers as well, it takes us a long time to get through everything, and we do have a little bit of drama going on, since with the Rose Waters there has unfortunately been an heir to the queen, born with almost no spots, washed out. Will this be the time where Rosewater the second will try to declare that her son is a precious child, of course, and no one should question him? Whether or not his spots are pink or not is an entirely irrelevant issue, and kind of upset the fact that traditionally the Rosewaters have really seen the washed out, snowy colored spots as kind of like the weaker males, especially. Or will she try to shun her new prince and decide to breed with some of the more strongly pink spotted males in her tribe? We've got the Rosewaters going on. We have got some new adventures with our little wanderers, like Mimius, who is just a straight up wanderer. We may have her on the side for some of her genes and the fact that she has fishing tail and recessive female peacock tail, but she cannot breed with any of our mainline cookie line. So we've got our side dish going on. We've got the Confettis working on having some really great strong babies like little Paprika. We have got Tamarind working his way towards the reborn goddess Lala, who has been sending him dreams because she knows that they will be a perfect match. And we also have our new wanderer Rico, who popped by. She has no spots, so the tribe doesn't see her as a potential mate, though Salt, we do have another nicheling just like him named Snow. Though Salt is actually looking at her beautiful yellow fur and is enchanted and actually wondering maybe he will follow her wherever she goes. It means leaving the safety of Mias's favor and heading out into the territory of unknown gods, but there's something about her tail, her eyes, her very gentle and kind personality that has caught Salt's attention. And he is pretty open-minded, since he, like Gravy, has spots, but they're difficult to see. And right now, at least, that is not very popular among many of the nichelings. It's a sign that Misa's favor rests very lightly on them. Gravy has decided to take that. He was tossed out of the Rosewater tribe. He was not born into it. They would have completely tossed him out because he has derp snout and they're so finicky about like pretty things. But Gravy has decided that even though it's hard to see his spots, he's going to show Mies that he really cares and that he's going to try to help the goddess out as much as he can. So he really tackles every single bundle and every single blade of grass that could threaten her tree, and is generally a very kindly nicheling. But Salt, I wonder if he feels a little differently. Like, it's almost impossible to see his spots. You can actually see Gravy's spots a little bit easier. So maybe he's not spotted, but perhaps he's just one color. One color that tends to be a little ripply, but one color kind of like Rico. So I really think that Salt kind of is beginning to daydream about Rico as well. So yes, we have a lot going on in this tribe. So many little dramas. Let's go ahead and begin with this bundle who might threaten the small tree. Gravy is not going to have any of that. He's going to go ahead. There you go, Mies. I got it. He's going to take care of that. Sugar Drop is becoming an elder. I actually have a list of how many nichelings are in each tribe next to me now. So we can have one more nicheling in the cookie tribe. I'll keep track of that because we're going to try to max out at a dozen, 12, or 13, a baker's dozen. And that's the max amount each tree can support before the tribe is considered full and we have to release some nichelings. So, we can have one more nicheling with Tamarind coming right now, but with Sugar passing away soon, that will free up an opportunity for Lala to have her first child. So Sugar is going to go ahead and share her wisdom. Lala will share the nuts as well, and just kind of get comfy and settle over on the bones of banana, or I think that's walnut actually. On Walnut's bones, and Lala shall gather as many of the nuts as she can to offer the elder as she reaches the end of her life stage. And meanwhile, down here, we have Almond, and Almond actually smells really good to kindly Gravy. So, you know, Almond's watching and Gravy is just so dedicated and nice, and the tribe is way too full to think about children or anything like that, but, you know, she's paying attention and she's noticing how nice Gravy is and that he's really helping out and protecting the small trees and doing his part for the goddess Mies, and that would definitely catch his eye. And then, oh, bundle! Get it, guys, get it! Alright, and Messy, who is a little bit of a wild child, has just tackled those. And Coffee, who is very hyper, will go ahead and help her gather those pieces. Over here, Apricot. Apricot's really uncertain about what's going on with the Rosewaters, because James in particular is quite an aggressive male, and he's from the Rosewater line, and he smells okay, but not attractive, and he's just very rude and seems kind of caught up in thinking about how strong he is. So Apricot's a little concerned about being so close to Rosewater territory, but she's going to try to do her part, but probably start drifting down here, because anybody near James risks maybe getting bumped with his antlers for sure. And then Tamarind is finally going to burst out from the grasses, having wandered all the way from the Confetti tribe, where he had his dream. He had his dream about, oh, he can't see, but there's the tree, so he knows that he's in the right direction, and there we go. And Tamarind has finally, whew, the camera's kind of wiggly, sorry about that, finally laid eyes upon the reborn goddess Lala, who has been sending him dreams since he was small, knowing that they are perfect for one another, with J and D immunity and I and G immunity. Thank goodness. So he's going to come over and be completely in love and enamored, as she knew he would be. A very conflicting question about what came first, the goddess or the romance. And then down here, we're going to go ahead and Salt is going to grab some berries off the small tree to offer to Rico, as Banabri tries to guide their new little friend somewhere where she might prosper. I mean, the cookie tree is for spotted nichelings, of course, and, you know, Rico does want a little bit more personal room to herself, so why not down here? There's the scent of a small bush, maybe, or a small tree. Maybe you might like it, Rico. So Rico is going to come down here and start getting cozy, and Salt's going to come down here coincidentally just to help her, you know, get settled in. And Banabri is going to be quite happy to have her friend live nearby, where she can start talking to this fascinating new nicheling, who is also very happy to have found some yellow nichelings like her, a yellowish nicheling at least, because I think Banabri is the most yellow nicheling on the entire island, so I think that Rico is happy to become her friend as well, and very grateful that they gave her her very own berry bush to go ahead and nibble from. So that's going well. Over here, Nutella, young healthy Nutella, dang it, is going to continue to gather the grasses over here. And over here, Cinnamon has been quite frustrated because she has been on her own for so long. She's not angry at anyone per se, but it's just been so hard trying to patrol this whole area. Look at how much grass there is. The bundles just keep popping up. She can't gather the berries fast enough. I mean, how is she going to take care of the goddess Mies and help the cookie tribe when she's only got 2 paws? And, you know, Prince El from the Rosewater tribe has been admiring his own reflection for so long in the waters, and also admiring her, that he might stop over, kind of nibble on some food to help himself, and step up and maybe offer to help. If that impresses her or not, well, we're gonna have to see. She would have to go back to the cookie tree to give birth after all, so we'll have to see how that goes. But meanwhile, Lord Dawn is quite upset at the lack of growth and prosperity that has been happening for this tribe. We need to be stronger and more aggressive. And he has D and I immunity, and we have A and I over here. With James, and they definitely are the two strongest, most aggressive males in the tribe. Like Earl Grey doesn't want anything, Earl T doesn't want anything with any of that, and he just wants to be able to like patrol the quiet edges. So he's actually been sent along this cliffside by Snow, who suggested that he try out patrolling the quiet areas so that Snow could give little Grammy a chance to sneak along the edges, stay away from Lord Dawn if she knows what's good for her, because he's so aggressive he might attack her as a wanderer. And Snow is trying to convince Lord Dawn that he will help expand Rosewater territory along the waterfall if Lord Dawn wants to go and see what James is up to with the problems of those wanderers. It's clearly a chance for honor and glory to chase away the wanderers, despite the fact one of the wanderers is just a tiny blue-eyed baby. But I think that Lord Dawn might be willing to do that because there's hardly any food to gather here. He really wants to do more hunting. And apparently there's been a lot better hunting over where James is, especially of wanderers. So we're going to go ahead and let Lord Dawn start hopping that way. And on his way, his aggressive, very pink-spotted self might catch the eye of Rose II, who is a little bit put out at the fact that her first child, she hasn't even named him yet. Well, what to name you? Let's go ahead and what's a good white flower that might work? We're actually going to name him Cloud. So little Cloud, he's a white nicheling. Perhaps Rose II can just pretend that didn't happen. But, and we'll go ahead and grab these nuts to feed him. She will take care of him. And he is actually a child of the Cookie Tree line because he is the son of Macadamia, the last born child of Macadamia, and the son of Rose II as a peace gesture. It was an attempt for Rose II to go to a very nice smelling male, even if he was not rose spotted, and see if it might result in a powerful offspring. The results were unfortunate, but now she's going to be looking around herself, possibly at both Lord Dawn and James, and perhaps there's a chance that these lovely pink-spotted males could have healthy offspring. So we'll have to see how that goes. Meanwhile, Raisin's not interested in any kind of offspring. She just wants to stuff her face full of these berries. And itty bitty little tiny messy Memesy is going to come over with her father, Von Roro, and he is just kind of going to watch over her and maybe bring her away from this aggressive group and start wandering because he's a wanderer. And Von Kier, I finally just brought into the tribe because for crying out loud, Von Kier, if you're going to get in my way that much, your infertile self can't contribute a single genetic. You can hardly see a thing. But you know what? I think he might be invited over to... where would he? Maybe over here to help fight Krabbits. So he might be a wanderer who just kind of visits. He can't really see where he's going. I really shouldn't even have invited him in the tribe, but I was tired of him popping up unexpectedly. Oh my gosh. All right. And then down here, Shazak is the patriarch of this tribe, but he is quite impressed by his niece Paprika, his firstborn niece. And I feel like Shazak may not have any children of his own, but he's going to formally adopt one of his nieces or nephews to become like the leader of the tribe, because he's just so happy with them, and he just really wants to see one of his nieces or nephews become the next tribe leader. And Cyan is quite happy with the results of his powerful little offspring as well. She is actually the strongest nicheling on the island, I'm pretty sure. And he's going to go ahead and try to find some nice, delicious bunnel for her to nibble. Because why not? And it looks like there's several who are harassing poor Chip, who is trying to protect the small trees. So we'll have him come over, look for some bunnel to bring his feisty little daughter Paprika. And speaking of feisty, Pinel is wondering what the heck is going on with this Kikiro guy. Like, what are you doing? And he's not spotted. I feel like he's a little bit a little bit rude, like kind of uncloth. And he just comes through and he's like, hey, yeah, coming through. Like, you know, one of those guys who kind of is like, yeah, not very cultured and like spits on the ground as he walks past. Doesn't mean anything mean by it, but he's just kind of like, oh, that looks like a comfy nest. I think I'm just going to settle down here for the night. And everyone would be like, what are you doing? So he's kind of like that. So Pinel is going to keep an eye on him. So hopefully he'll get out of here. Go on, get. All right. Well, hey, he found a bush, but there's no food on it. But Kikiro's going to keep moving because his genes might actually result in something very, very interesting over here. Gonna have to keep an eye on that too. All right, who hasn't moved? Everybody's moved. Okay. I don't think anyone's pregnant. Oh, wait. Somebody was pregnant. Oh, that's right. Oh, cool. Look at this little guy. You're totally like a cranberry. This is awesome. Welcome, little cranberry. You're like a cranbear. We're going to name him Cranbear, like rawr, bear. But there we go. Little Cranberry has just been born to Cyan and Kokoria. And I think that he's quite feisty as well. Not as strong and feisty as his sister, but he has the ability to gather berries, which is good because he's named Cranberry. He kind of looks like his Uncle Chip. I think Uncle Chip is going to be excited to have a chip off the old block to hang out with. And little Paprika is excited. She's ready to go. She is just as feisty as her father and gonna tackle this bush and tumble right over it, and she's ready to play with Cyan, ready to see what life has to offer. And little Chip is gonna go ahead and clear away some of this grass. There we go. Oh, and Kokoria actually, all right, she's gonna leave her baby to be watched over by Shazak for just a minute, because I meant to have her become pregnant again, or at least like joke and talk with her mate. Shazak gathered up the nuts. There we go. Any more fish? I feel like Pinely is really good at gathering fish, so she does occasional like fishing expeditions. The water's shallow enough here she can actually splash in it. She's not quite as afraid of swimming as the other nichelings, it seems. Let's see. Any bunnels coming for our small trees anywhere? Let's see. I think we're good. We'll let Raisin go ahead and stuff her face a little bit. Nice. We're finally getting to a comfortable food source store too. Oh, hey, Gravy, get it! All right, and meanwhile, Gravy is quite happy. Oh, and there's another one. Get it! Get it! Oh, and there's another one. Coffee, get it! Don't let him get away! Get it, Coffee. All right. Yeah, we've got several bunnels hopping all over the place that the nichelings are trying to get to protect the small trees, it seems. Gravy, yeah, you're officially a member of this tribe now. He's helping out there. Banabri is going to be happy to gather up some of the small tree fruit, and then maybe... Oh, she got them all! Sweet! So she got them all. Okay, let's back up a little bit to come back over to where we were with the Confetti tribe. Phew! Alright, and Kikiro is gonna continue. I think I won't go out of my way, because he's kind of silly, to get him away from having a coconut smack him in the head. But he is continuing his wandering down there. He's a side dish, so we may release him or we may keep him for a while. Kind of like the fact I think I'm just going to go ahead and have Vonkir be released again. Like, oh hey, he found some food though. So he did find some food. So I think he might come over here and we'll release him back into the wilds because he's just such an odd duck. And meanwhile, Beamsy, who is quite the interesting little one and good at fishing, will follow along her very interestingly tailed father as they continue along the way, kind of getting out of the way of these, like, can I get that? Oh, I got him. He might have taught his daughter how to use his tail to sting a mole, but her tail is better for fishing. But they're going to get out of the way of these aggressive rose waters because there's just a little bit too much going on there. Whew. But all right, like I said, it takes a while to get through everything now that we have so many stories. But I love all of the little stories that we have going. And look, guys, faster and faster, we are beginning to clear away that grass. And once it is all cleared, we are going to have to pick just a handful of nichelings to send to the next island and start baking the next batch. So, oh, that's going to be so hard. But if you guys would like to carry on with us, do please consider subscribing to be part of our Nicheling Pantheon. And if you could, please leave a like to celebrate whatever small drama you want, and actually let me know in the comments which one of the stories that like is for. Are you excited about Snow and his protectiveness of Grami, and the secret children they will no doubt have as she is a wanderer? Are you excited about seeing if Princelle is able to impress Cinnamon, what the future of the Rose Waters official lineage shall be? Or are you just happy to see that Banabri and Rico and Salt are kind of developing a great friendship? I would love to know, and I shall see all of you next time. Bye-bye!